Hello everybody, it's Wendy, and today we're going to do something a little different than what I normally do. I mean, we're making jewelry, but I'm getting ready to go home for Thanksgiving, and I was trying to pack up a little bit last night and realized that I wear so much black. Like, I'm only taking like 2 outfits because Allegiant, you have to, it's a la carte. Like, you buy your ticket, then you have to pay if you want to choose your seat, you have to pay if you want to add on any luggage. Now, you're allowed one free personal bag, is what they call it. And I believe that it's just like a backpack or a purse or whatever. So I'm going to take my backpack. It has to fit under the seat in front of you in the plane. So I'm going to take my backpack, and I'm only taking a couple of outfits. I'm going to be there for like 8 days. And so I'm taking like a couple of pairs of pants because it's cold there, and like 2 black shirts. I just wanted to keep it really simple. But I realized I don't have any black jewelry. I mean, I wear black all the time. I love black because it's slimming, you know, but I don't have any black jewelry. So I love this bracelet. I've made this bracelet a while back. I did a video tutorial of it, and I absolutely love it. I wear it all the time, but I would like to have one in, you know, grays and silvers and blacks. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to make this bracelet again using the different colors, and then we're going to make a pair of earrings to match it. So I've got several things laid out here for jewelry that I want to make to take with me, just because I want to do like a necklace. And so I'm going to do other videos when I do that. But today we're going to do this bracelet, and I love this. I wear it all the time. But like I said, it's brown, and I'd rather have one with some blacks and grays. So that's what we're doing. Here is our encouraging our encouraging word for the day today. Even if you are a minority of one, the truth is the truth. And Gandhi said that. That's a very, very good one. Okay, so if you want to make this bracelet with me today, here's what you're going to need. I have got some 1mm leather, and this is kind of like a gunmetal gray color. So you can use bigger leather. You can use 2mm. You can use whatever you have. You could even use 0.5mm. That might be, well, I don't know. I mean, it's not like it's really tight. It's just, you know, wrapped. But so that would probably work too. But this is what I had in the color that matched. So that's what we're going with. 1mm gunmetal. I have some 26 gauge artistic wire here. That's for wrapping our leather on. See this? I have a couple of rounds here of memory wire. We're not going to use this whole thing. If you can see, this one is just 2 layers there, and that's what we're going to do again. And then I've got a lobster, and I need, let me grab a ring for my lobster to clasp onto. That's important. I have these twisted jump rings here, and I think these are really pretty. So do I want to do gunmetal or antique silver? Doesn't really matter, I don't suppose. We'll just go with that gunmetal one. It's pretty. So you need that. Get all these back in here. Okay. You need some beads. So I'm using these kind of flat. These are kind of like coin beads. They're matte on this part and shiny on the edges. And they're really pretty and sparkly. I've got some onyx faceted barrels here, and it's the funniest thing. So as much as I love black and silver, I got in my bead stash and I don't have any sparkly black beads. None. Zero. I was like, what? And how can this even be? But it's true. These are some Jesse James beads. They have kind of a green tone to them, or even like a goldish tone, but I just thought they were so sparkly and pretty, so I really want to use them. Then I might add in some of these white sparkly rondelles. And then I have these 4. These are, I can't tell if they're black or if they're an extremely dark green. But if they are dark green, they're so dark green that they look black. They came off of the Jesse James beads, the Midnight Green Holiday strand. So they could be green, but I think they're black. I don't know. And then I've got a bunch of these rhinestone rondelles and just these little metal spacers. So that's what we're going to use because I don't really have a lot of sparkly black beads. I'm going to have to remedy that. I know that there's a Black Friday sale coming up on Bargain Bead Box, and I always stay up. It's like at midnight. I think it's Pacific time, or I don't know what maybe it's Eastern. I don't know. But anyway, it's super late for me usually. But I always try to stay up for it because I love their stuff. Okay. And then if you want to make the earrings, I've got 2 lever backs here. And I've started using lever backs over fish hooks because I just feel like they're way more secure. I was losing too many earrings with fish hooks. And these are wine glass charms actually, but we're going to use them. We're going to fold this over and make a little loop. We're going to bead on them and make a pair of earrings to match, I think. I don't know. I don't know if I'll do the earrings. I think I will, but we'll see. Okay. All right. So first thing you want to do, oh, and for tools, you'll need your cutter, your round nose plier for making loops, chain nose pliers of your choice. It doesn't really matter. I like these tweezer nose just because they're kind of long, and I like a pair of bent nose just to get in get in places. I don't think we're going to need a crimper in any fashion. I think this is it, and memory wire cutters. And the reason I'm saying memory wire cutters, that's what these are right here. If you try to cut memory wire with your regular cutters, it's going to tear them up. If you have old cutters that you don't care about, then you can use those. That, is perfectly fine, whatever, but it will tear your regular pliers up because this is made of stainless steel. It's very, very sharp, or very stiff. Okay, so what I want is to find the end of my wire here, and I want to cut this round. I'm going 2 rounds, okay? So 1, 2 full rounds. And then I'm going to cut this next one. So let me move that down to the bottom, that piece, to where it just barely overlaps this one. Okay, so let me show you what I mean here. Let me just cut it and I'll show you. All right, so here's what we've got. So we've got our 2 full rounds, and then these 2 end pieces, see how they overlap each other? Just like that, but you've got full rounds on the top. So that's what you need to do with your memory wire, okay? And then what we're going to do, let me look at this one. I just want to make sure I do it the same because I really like this one. I'm going to take a pair of round nose pliers, and on one of my memory wire ends, I'm just going to roll a loop. And you want to roll it all the way to where it touches itself, okay? So nothing could get out if it was in there. And just, if you need to straighten it up, you can. Okay, so there's our loop. Now we're just going to bead our bracelet, okay? So you do this however you want to do it. I want these barrel beads, well, I'm going to save 2 out for the earrings, whoops. But I want them to be kind of in the middle here, if I can get them to where they just, but I'm going to just do a pattern, I think. So let me cut this strand right here. Can't believe I don't have more sparkly black beads than I do. I mean, I was like speechless. I couldn't even believe it because I love black. But I guess I don't buy a lot of black beads. Who knows? But obviously I don't make a lot of jewelry for myself because I would have known that. All right. So let's start down here at the end, and let's just use one of these guys. And see, when these go on the memory wire, look, the sparkly side is probably going to be the one that shows, so that's kind of nice. I like that. Get these things out of the way. All right, so we've got him. Let me think now, because I want to make sure that these beads here get really up toward the middle, but I do want there to be a lot of the metals in here too. So we're going to use a spacer. We will go with one of these white beads and an AB rhinestone rondelle. I've got AB and clear here, so I'm going to use the AB one there. And then we'll go with this black. If that's black. I don't know. It may not be. Then we'll do a big spacer. And I have to keep a couple of these things out for the earrings too. That's the problem. I don't have a lot of these flat spacers, but you know what? I do have. Hold on. Let me look here. I do have, or I thought I had, some of the twisted spacers that I sell on my, yeah, these right here. That's what I need to pull out. I need to pull out a bunch of those. So obviously they're not in this little thing. I need to get them. And I'm almost tempted to use some little spacer beads too. Okay, hold on just a second and let me pull out those spacers. I'm gonna need them. Okay, so here are these spacers, and I'm getting low on these too, which is terrifying. I use these all the time, so I don't want to run out of them. I'm gonna have to buy some stuff. Okay, and then I pulled out these are Jesse James beads. I pulled those out too, because those will be really good for, they're just pretty, sparkly and whatnot. Okay, so I think I will do a couple of these guys, and I love to layer these back to back. They, actually I need to make sure I do it right. So they're curved, if you can see. So when I put this one on, it's going to kind of cup that bead. And then if I put this one on the other way, it just gives some texture in there. See that? I really like that. Okay. So I'm going to go with that. And then I'm going to do one of these really sparkly beads. Yeah, pretty, pretty. And then we'll do one of these metal guys here. Whoops. Okay. Very good. And then, what do I want to do? I want to do a clear rondelle, but I better wait a second. Let's do another of these, because that clear rondelle wouldn't fit very good. You know what? I think I'm just going to repeat this pattern, and I will alternate the clear and the rhinestone rondelles. I think that's going to be the best thing. Okay, so we're going to go with this small guy. Then one of the white beads. And then I'll do the clear rondelle. Black bead. And I do realize, or did just realize, that I have another strand of that. So if I need, because I'm probably going to run out, so I may have to pull that out too. But for now, we'll just bead up this pattern and see. And I do want to get these barrel beads in here. So when I get, so what I'm going to do is make sure that this goes all the way around. It does. So what I'm going to do here is, now I'm going to do this guy and this one. And before I start the pattern over again, I'm going to do one of the spacers facing that little metal bead and one facing away. And a rhinestone rondelle, I think. Let me look here. And a barrel bead. I'm not going to use the rhinestone rondelle there just because, you know, let me put that back. Okay, so I've got the two potato, or the, not potato chip beads, but spacers. But I'm just going to do the rhinestone rondelle, or the barrel bead. And then I'm going to cup with this one and do away from the one I just did with this one. So it makes it have the texture. And then let's move this down and see what it looks like. Yeah, this is looking good. I like that pattern really well right there. So let's see. So I'll start it over now, and I'll go ahead and I'll start here with this gray one, and then I'm going to do the spacer. I'm going to do the white bead. I'm going to do an AB rhinestone rondelle here. Whoops. And I'm going to do a black bead right here. Okay, so then I'm going to do one of these spacers facing the bead. This spacer facing away from the other spacer. I'm just following my pattern, but I have to look here. The greenish bead. This little guy. And then I'm just going to repeat this again. So the spacer facing the little metal bead. Spacer facing away from the little metal bead. Barrel bead. Those are so pretty. Those are onyx. Really, really pretty. And then this one facing the barrel. This one facing away from the barrel. And then we're back to our gray bead, okay? So I'm going to repeat this pattern. So I did this twice right here, this to here, and then, you know, I did that twice, and then I started adding the barrels in. And so I'm going to do another 1 or 2 barrels, and then I'll repeat this pattern for the other end. Is that what I want to do, or do I just want to add the barrels in the whole way? Oh gosh, I don't know. It's hard sometimes to decide what you want to do. So if I add the barrels in the whole way, I would need to put one right here. I think I'm going to because, well, I don't know if I'll have enough if I do that. I've only got 2 left. I'm just going to go on with what I'm doing. Okay, so sometimes I mess myself up by thinking too much. Okay, so the gray bead, this guy, white. Now on this one I did the rhinestone AB rondelle, so I need to do the clear here. I'm alternating rhinestone and clear. So we'll go clear and then black. That's what I'm going to run out of. I have to pull that other strand out. And then the spacer facing the black bead. And the spacer facing away. Try to move my camera down just a little bit. Sorry. Spacer facing away. This green-ish bead. And then we've got our little silver bead. And then we're where we would be back to our pattern, but we're going to go ahead and do this one facing the silver bead, this one facing away, the barrel bead, and this one facing the barrel bead, and this one facing away. And then that puts us back to our gray bead. So now kind of what I need to do, I do have one more barrel bead that I could do the whole thing again. And I think I'm just going to finish the pattern and not worry too much about, I'm just going to do the one more barrel bead and then I'll just end it with this. And I think that's fine. So I'm back to my gray. So I've got gray, this silver. It is really pretty. I like these beads together. The white. Then we need an AB rondelle because we are alternating. So whoops, here's the AB one. Black bead. Okay, let me pull out that other strand. This is it. It's really pretty. It's the Jesse James Color Classics Midnight Green. Beautiful beads on here. So I need some more of these guys right here. It is hard to cut that right there. Okay. Lay that up there. I may need another, I think I probably will need another one of those greenish ones. Okay, so we're at our black bead. It's weird. My camera just totally quit recording on its own. Black bead. And spacers. One facing the black bead. One facing away from the black bead. And our green bead. And then that puts us back at our beginning with our little spacer and gray bead. And I think when I get this gray bead on, that's going to be, yeah, that's as far as I can go. Okay, so I've got this all beaded up. What I want to do is make sure that everything's tight. You don't want any loose beads in there, so pull this up, okay? And then we're going to roll a loop under, but I am going to trim just a tad bit off of it because I don't need that much. Okay, now I'm going to roll the loop. And you just want to make sure that you get your loop closed very good, because this wire is kind of hard to maneuver sometimes. There we go. Okay, so here's our beaded. Wow, it's pretty. I like it as well as this one. I like these colors in here because I'll be able to wear that a lot. Okay, so let me let me set a bunch of these aside because we're gonna need them again for the earrings. All right, spacers and these. Okay, and then here's the rest of that strand, which I love that strand. It's so pretty. Okay, so now we're gonna take our leather. Oh, that's not it. This is it. That's for a different project. Okay, and what you want to do is you want to measure. So let me take this one off. Okay, so my camera keeps quitting recording. I had to go in and take some space stuff off the, says I was out of storage. And one thing to know, if you're ever filming or you're doing a lot of stuff like that and you run out of storage and you can't figure out why, because you're like, I just removed a bunch of stuff. If you removed it and went to your trash folder, and it's still technically there, taking up space. You have to empty your trash folder. That's something I learned a while back. But okay, so when we look at these two together, this one is a little bit longer than this one. Okay, so that's okay. I'm going to cut my leathers the same length because I actually could have taken I could have gone around another time on this one and it would have been fine. So I'm going to tell you how long I've cut my leather to. So I've got 12, plus about 9, 21. So 21 inches. I've got two pieces at 21 inches. And it'll end up being a little smaller than that because I've got to wrap it with the wire and stuff. So you have to fold it under. So I'm just going to take my wire and I'm going to cut, I don't know, about probably a 12-inch piece, something like that. I want to have enough. Is that 12 inches? Close, but no cigar. Let me go a little bit longer because I want to make sure that I have enough to wrap it really, really good. Okay, that's probably, yeah, that's closer. Okay, so I'm just going to take my piece of leather. I am going to loop it right through here. That's one reason it is very important to make sure that those are closed good. And I'm just looping it around. Okay, so taking it and just looping it around like this. And then I'm just going to take my wire. I'm going to loop it a little bit longer. Okay, I'm going to take my wire here. Straighten this out just a tad. So it's not quite so bendy. And I'm just going to make a wrap. So you want to get it tight. So I don't really worry about getting it going. I just take it and start wrapping that, just get it tight. You're going to cover up probably that tail anyway if it's sticking out. But it is very important that it be very tight because you don't want it coming loose on you. So just start wrapping. I'm just doing a coil up, going right on top of itself. And then I'm just going to coil back down. Now, I consider this, because of the leather and stuff, kind of a boho-ish style. So I'm just doing a little bit of a messy wrap. I'm not really going to try to make it real neat or, what have I done? I'm going through that loop. I'm not going to try to make it real neat. I'm just doing kind of a messy wrap. I'm not super messy, I don't know, but it's totally up to your own creative control what you want to do. This is the way I'm doing it. I'm just going to wrap back down over this tail. And I probably will take my pliers here and scrunch up my, I don't want there to be a lot of space in between those with the leather showing. I want them to be pretty close to each other. All right. So just continuing to wrap. So I don't know. I don't know. I'll probably go a little bit farther here. I just want to make sure that it's really secure and looks good. I had a video that came out a few days ago. I just wanted to tell you guys there were some big announcements in that video about a D-Stash sale that I'm doing and a giveaway and all that. So I'll link that in the description box below this video if you guys want to check it out. I just don't want anybody to miss out on the giveaway or anything like that. So check it out. And the D-Stash sale, I'm doing it auction style in my Facebook group. So I think that's going to be really cool. I was going to do all 52. I've got 52 lots of a D-Stash. And I was going to do all 52 lots at once. But Chris kind of was like, you know, that's overload. That's a lot. You should split it up. So I think I am going to split it up. And I'm going to let the auction run for an entire week. So I might do like 15 lots per week or something like that, because I think he's right. It just is a lot to try to do all 52 lots at once. You know, that's overload for everybody. So I think I am going to split that, and I'll have a post in my Facebook group describing, you know, the laying out the rules and all that for the auction. So check that out if you're interested in the D-Stash. All right, so I have wrapped quite a bit here. I think this is plenty to hold this tight. So what I would like to do is kind of make a little bit of a loose one right here, because I would like to take this one up through it. I've not had any trouble with the other one, you know, the other bracelet, like anything looking like it's going to come loose, but I kind of like to take that through there and then wrap around a couple more times, and that just, I feel like, makes it real secure. Okay, and then I'm going to cut it, and I'm just going to take my plier and just lay that down. And to be honest, I like to use these wider bladed pliers right here for this, because I just feel like that kind of smashes it down in there a little bit better, just like that. Okay, and then I'm just going to take my cutter and just trim up that little snag of leather that's sticking out just a little bit. Okay, so here's what we've got. Now, on the other end of this piece, we need our lobster and our ring. Here they are. So I'm just going to take my ring. I'm going to do the same exact thing. I'm just going to wrap with the wire, just like I did up there. Okay. And then on the other end, I'm going to take my other piece of leather, and I'm going to do the same exact thing. I'm just going to put it through here and do the wraps. And then I'm going to put the lobster on the other end and do the wraps. And I'm not using any jump rings. I'm just hooking it right through like that. Okay, so go ahead and attach the rest of your pieces if you're making this with me. Make sure if you're down here and you're using a jump ring that it's closed up really good. You don't want this to come open, because then your whole bracelet's going to fall off. So I'm just going to make sure that this jump ring is closed up really well and is going to stay. That looks pretty good. Okay, so just go ahead and put all your other pieces on and then come on back. Okay, so when we get all of our pieces hooked on, this is what we should have. So here's how it works. You just put the memory wire pieces around your wrist, like this, and then we just take and wrap a few times around with our leather. Okay, and it doesn't really matter where you end up. I mean, the other one I have is a little bit loose, and that's fine. So I'm just gonna bring it around and, goodness, if I get a hold of that lobster, clasp it right on. And there it is. And you can loosen these up a little if you want. See, my other one lays about like that too. It's not super tight, and I like that. I don't want it to be too tight, but I love these bracelets. I think they turn out so pretty, and they're just, you know, they're just kind of boho, but yet sparkly and beautiful. I just love them. So, and you could make this if you wanted to. You could cut that down, make it a little tighter, but like I said, I kind of like it just a little bit loose. I could probably even wrap one more time with it if I wanted to, but I don't really want to. So I just kind of pull them up like this, you know, to where they're laying on either side of this one. And there it is. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Oh, we need to do the earrings. They won't take very long at all. I can leave that on, I guess. Okay, so here we have our little wine glass things on our lever backs. So what I'm going to do, actually I'm going to need a couple of head pins because these barrel beads, you know, I don't think I can get them on here because of the way they're shaped. So they're going to have to hang like this, which is fine. So let's look here and see what we got. You will need to take this little piece right here and bend it down so you can get your beads on. So just bend it straight like that. Okay. And let's go ahead and we'll just start with the gray bead like we did on the other. Now, I don't have any more. Let's see, I have one of the green beads. I wish I had another one of those and one of the black beads. So I'm not going to be able to use those two, but that's okay. I mean, the earrings, they don't have to have all the exact same beads as this one. Okay, so we've got our gray bead. Do I have... I've only got one of those guys left too, I think. Yep, that's it for him, so we won't be using that one either. Okay, so gray bead. And then we're going to do, we'll do a spacer facing it, a spacer facing away from it, and then we'll do the white bead. We will do a clear rondelle, like this. And then I think I'm just going to hang my black bead right here and go back up the other side with the same pattern. So let's go ahead and just put our black bead on here, our barrel bead. I'm going to do a wrapped loop, so I'm going to bend this 90 degrees. And I could have used a ball head pin, but I'm just using a regular head pin. Come up and over, rotate this up, and come under, just like this. And then we're just going to do a couple of wraps. Just like this. Okay, and we'll cut this off and tuck it. And then I'm just going to hang this right on by the loop there. And then we'll go back up the other way. So I will have to do a clear rondelle. Do I have enough clear ones to do? Yes, another pair. I was making sure. Clear rondelle. White bead. You know what? I don't like those two rondelles like that. Let's do this. They're laying weird. So let's put another gray bead. Just like that. And then the black barrel. That's going to look better. Okay, another gray bead. Clear rondelle. White bead. And our two spacers, so one facing the white bead, one facing away, and our last little gray bead. Oops. Okay, and there we have it. Really cute. So then what we need to do is we need to take our piece here and we need to bend it, and I'm going down a little bit further. I'm going to make it just a little bit taller than what it was before, if you can see that. We're going to take this and put it right through here, and then we're just going to take our round nose pliers and we're just going to make a loop. And when you make your loop, you want to make sure that this piece is inside. I like it inside my loop when I close this loop up, and it is hard to do these. They're stainless steel, I think, and man, they don't want to bend very easily. Okay, take your plier, close that loop up really good. It's got to be closed. There we go. Okay, so here's what we've got. Now I'm just going to take my lever back, and you want to make sure that you get this hanging the right way. Open this. I am going to put it right in here where my loop is, and close it. And I guess it doesn't really matter which way the lever back, I mean, it's the same on both sides, so it doesn't matter. But there's what we've got. So it matches really well. I wish I could have had some of these other beads to go ahead and put in there, but I don't know that I would have had enough room anyway. So there's your earring. You'll, of course, need to make your next one, but I'm not going to do that with you. We just did this one, so you can rewind it if you need to. But really, really pretty set. Very sparkly. I love the leather with the sparkle. It's just such a cool contrast. And the wrap. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please subscribe, like the channel, and I will put the link for that other video in the description box below. You can check it out. And I'm going to be making some more jewelry today to take home with me, so I will be getting those videos uploaded eventually. So keep an eye out for them. And all right, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.